Hi, I'm Tony Quiroga, and this is Window Shop with Car and Driver. This is the weekly show where Car and Driver friends, staffers, contributors, and editors gather to look at cars on the internet based on a challenge. This week's challenge is the two-car solution. So what two cars would you pick that would solve all of your problems and all of your needs, meet all of your needs? And we set a budget of $40,000 to buy both of the cars.
I went so under.
Oh, you did? Well, that's good.
I thought it was 30,000. Well, okay, that's okay.
It was definitely.
Well, it'll be more interesting.
Yeah.
We're joined again this week. Jonathan Ramsey can't make it. He told me the windshield on his car broke and he was trying to get it replaced. And wherever he was didn't have reliable Wi-Fi. So, and he couldn't go to a coffee shop because he was in the middle of nowhere, I guess. I don't know. So we're joined this week again by Luke Sellenrad, who's filling in. Thanks, Luke, for coming in on such short notice. Appreciate it. Luke used to work.
I had to clear my busy schedule, but it was no problem.
Yeah, you're just at the turn. You got another 9 to play.
So Luke used to work at Car and Driver, and now he works for General Motors in, what do you do? Marketing?
Scrubbing toilets.
Do you know Mark Steele? Do you know Mark Steele?
Is he a close?
I haven't shaken his hand before.
All right, we're also
a close personal friend of mine.
So early on the board.
Never heard that one.
We're joined by contributor John Pearly Huffman.
I'm not a contributor.
Oh, sorry, Road and Track senior editor. Excuse me.
We're already
Road
off
and
the
Track
rails.
senior editor, John
Former
Pearly
freelancer.
There you go.
Deputy Testing Director, Mr. Casey Colwell, and Senior Editor, Mr. Joey Caparella. Pearly, why don't you kick it off? Let's see what you found.
I wanted to start with something. I thought it was only $30,000. That was in my mind. So, anyhow,
He has a Tundra. How much do you guys want to bet?
no Tundras. I did not go Tundra. It was just too obvious. I picked two vehicles, both from the same manufacturer, because I don't want to get them serviced in the same places. So I bought two Mazdas. And the first one is this 2014 CX-5 manual transmission.
Wow.
Those are rare.
Yeah.
That first picture makes it look like it's on a Zoom call.
It all is on. But it's got the keys. It's got
keys.
It's got mileage.
Look at that. Look at the stick. Go back.
Radio.
Let's look at the stick.
Well, here's the stick.
I don't know if I've ever driven a manual CX-5. Did they ever put one in the press boot?
Yeah, you have.
No, well, they had them early on, but they were super slow. Like it's the
it only came in the 2-liter, right?
Versus the
But
2.5 liter.
I've never driven a CX-5 where I came away thinking that it wasn't a great car. Every CX, I mean, it's on the 10 best list 100 bazillion times.
But you haven't driven the stick, which had the smaller engine,
But
right?
I've driven I've driven Mazda 6s and Mazda 3s with the sticks, and they've always been great. So
those are not power seat controls.
I'm pretty sure I remember writing a story about a manual CX-5. But
Go back 3. No, other way, 4.
Yeah, because they launched it with the 2 liter, which was like 155
stop.
horsepower.
Go to power where it says power seat controls that are not power seat controls.
Well, these things, it's got the standardized things that are just silly.
They're talking about the power of your wrist.
Yeah, and that also doesn't show the odometer. I mean, this thing's got a few imperfections, but it's super low mileage. It's hold on a second. It's got 6,417 miles on it.
Oh wow,
that's weird though. Why would it have no miles if it's that old?
Dude, I don't know, but this one has a very clean Carfax.
Where is
it
brand
makes me
new car?
suspicious that it has only 6,000 miles.
Oh, is it at a dealership?
At a dealership, got traded.
It's Carvana.
It's a Carvana. It's been serviced at Mazda dealers.
I suppose you are under budget enough that you could find an all-wheel drive one.
I don't think they came with all-wheel drive in the manual.
There was no all-wheel drive manual. It was front-wheel drive only.
And with a manual transmission, I'd rather have the manual transmission because I told you where I live, and the fact that we don't have snow, and it's a front-wheel drive is more than adequate. And I love the CX-5.
I would like.
Don't you want to be able to drive to like Mammoth and I mean, not that you have to have all
that's the great thing is that you can do yourself a real favor. You wake up early, you surf most of the morning, then you get in the car, you drive to Mammoth, and you go skiing. That's the only.
Casey's saying maybe you want all-wheel drive for Mammoth, but maybe
Yeah,
not. Maybe not.
It's only like really if you get stuck up there, but also a front drive CX-5. I mean, how long has this thing been on sale? Because it can't be easy to sell.
A front driver.
Can you imagine?
Manual transmission. Manual transmission. This one looks like it's just gone on. I mean, this one's this one's pretty good.
Can you imagine handing this over to a valet? How shocked they would be that this little SUV has a manual transmission.
Yeah, I mean,
go to more exterior pictures. There we go.
Yeah, there they are. So, I mean, these are nice cars.
It is a nice car.
And
it is a nice car, but what are we talking about here with the 2-car solution?
Yeah, and also, do you know how quick these are?
Not very.
9.
Very slow.
Yeah, 9 or 10 seconds probably.
Yeah, it's 9.2 to 60. 17.1 at 83 miles an hour.
I'm not Chubatetta. I don't buy my cars just based on 0 to 60 times. I mean,
that's but one factor. Yes.
Yeah.
So Pearly,
we know how many Tundras you own.
I know. What I need is something I can run errands in, that I can get around town, that's always going to make me happy to drive it. That's what this does.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And
what's your next car?
My next car is also a Mazda.
Oh man, it's an early NC.
It's an NC. These are.
What year is this? 06?
06, yeah.
They had major suspension issues in the first 3 years.
Who cares?
Looking like a true
I've never seen more body roll in a Miata.
Man, God, what is it?
06.
You find something good and you just completely piss on it just to make everything seem bad.
I owned an NC Miata, but it was the refreshed one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have
a body roll.
Turns out I have $10,000 left in the budget to fix anything like that. Change the shocks, change the wheels, change the tires. This is another little. I love the color.
Pearly, you can engine swap your CX-5.
There you go.
No, you could do a 2.5 liter. That's the swap for these things to do.
Yeah. Well, this is 30,000 miles on it for 15. It's got another clean Carfax. I think whoever bought it.
I have to say though, having owned one of these, the NC is the most underrated Miata. These are actually really, really good. Mine was heavily modified, but it was an amazing track car. Parts are even cheaper than normal Miatas because it's a Ford engine. It's the perfect size. They were a little heavy, but the engine is like the farthest Miata engine behind the front axle. So in my opinion, it has the best bearing.
My goal in buying a Miata would be to use it as a plaything. So therefore, following up on Tony's lead.
Pearly, tell me that this Miata is an automatic, please.
Not an automatic.
The CX-5 manual and the automatic Miata.
This is not an automatic. This is a manual transmission. There you get the manual transmission.
I don't like this era of Mazda interiors. I think they're very plasticky.
Oh, really?
They're a little plasticky, but the design itself looks great.
This is Joey Caparella. I fell in love with the Tercel. Caparella complaining about plasticky interiors.
Well, compared to other Miatas.
This is not as cheap as a Tercel.
Pearly, is there a badge on the
this interior feels that cheap.
Pearly, is there a badge on the passenger side?
Yeah, there is.
What does it say? UNOS?
Well, I think it doesn't say. I don't think it says that. It says
there, go to that. Yeah.
Roadster.
Oh, that's not factory,
that's
is
not
it?
stock, is it?
I don't know.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's tacky.
Yikes! Look at those seat bottoms too.
Oh my God! Can you believe the seat bottoms? People actually sat in it. Oh my God! Why would you want to buy that car? Somebody sat in the damn thing.
Calm down.
You got to crank them. You got to turn his levels down a little bit.
Anyhow,
and I'm not just talking about the audio level.
Thank you, Casey. The other thing is because Tony always changes things. So I decided I'd equip it with 4 extra PS31 summer tires.
Oh, the public school 31s.
Yeah, the public school PS31. Because I take it, you take it to the, I'd be setting low times at the autocross, because that's
these are autocross tires.
They're close enough. That's what the tire rack had when I was looking there.
This is the dentist who thinks he's sporty tires.
That is exactly what I aspire. The tire I actually want is the V7.
There we go. That's a little better.
So,
you don't need a lot of tire for a Miata to make it a little bit better. It doesn't take a lot to make it a little bit better.
For $30,000, because I went 10,000 under. For $30,000, you get a really good CX-5 for running errands, and you get a Miata for having weekend fun. I think that's a pretty good choice. I mean,
it's okay.
You've got a CX-5 and an MX-5.
Higher.
This is everything else you guys are going to choose. You all gave $10,000 more, and we're going to see a whole bunch of
I have a feeling Jonathan, if Jonathan were here, he wouldn't approve of either of those.
Jonathan would ban relentlessly. He'd hate it. But
Jonathan wouldn't be so zoomed in though.
Well, you happier? You happier?
It does look good.
No, that's a really good color. What's this color called? Do we know?
Blue. Blue exterior. It's called blue. According to this, it's called blue exterior.
No, but they always have. But Mazda always does fun names for the colors. That's
Calypso blue or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Calypso blue.
That's not what this is, but that's the name I think they used. All right, Pearly, you're done.
Am I done? Am I done? I said for $30,000, including the tires. That's what you get.
Okay. The goal was 40, but you saved $10,000.
Which means I could put it into like an exhaust system and an intake and
you can get rid of that fuel door. That was pretty hideous.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is the
I'm telling you, the 2.5 liter swap is I got to drive our friend, former car and driver employee and friend John Yonka just did that to he had an NC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I really want to drive it. I haven't had a chance.
What does that give you? 185-ish horsepower. So you get
and I think it's breathed down a little bit. I think he's over 200.
That should be fun.
Does it weigh much more than the 2 liter?
No, I actually think it's less because it's essentially just the
same engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, since you're taking place of Jonathan this week, you're up next. So you got
there's more air in the longer cylinders.
All right. First things first, I need my fun car.
Let's see it.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. First gen AP1 S2000. This one's an original owner.
That's the good year.
I had one of this exact year, but it was gray, and I have since sworn off gray cars.
Go through the photo.
Wasn't that one kind of messed up too?
Yeah, I ended up having a slightly botched transmission.
A lot of S2000s do.
Yeah.
Slightly botched transmissions?
It had I think the bearing in the third gear, something like that, was going, so it made this like whirring sound as you were at speed. But this one seems to be, that one also had something like 12 owners, and it was
12.
my biggest car buying mistake of my life, and I lost my ass on it.
This S2000 is going to sell.
This one was a original owner. It's somewhat low miles. It looks really clean.
How many miles?
77,000.
77.
78.
That's
a nice car. What's the interior? What interior?
It's black on black.
Luke, is this a good price for a 78,000 mile S2000?
It's a pretty good price, yeah.
It's a good price.
Because even like not so great ones are going for 15 or 16.
But this thing isn't even modified, and those seats look good.
Right.
Nobody sat in these seats, Pearly.
Nobody sat in these seats. This is perfect. This is like.
How is it not sold already? It seems like it should go really quickly.
Wait a second. Is that a blemish in the driver's seat? Is it somebody sat there?
Nobody put
Oh my God! Why would you want this car? It's garbage.
Well, Pearly.
The thing is, it's not.
Pearly, when faced with a car without the blemish like this one and a car with the blemish like yours, which one
has a blemish? That is a blemish on the seat, Tony. That's not a wear mark.
This wear here.
Oh,
okay, let's move on.
My God, this
car. Move on here.
Luke, does this car have any roadster badges inside? Just so you know.
Just in case you didn't know what it was.
But don't you feel like when you're revving this thing constantly to get to the power, that it's like it's powered by a chainsaw?
No, I love the sound.
No.
I think it's awesome.
I think I'm just too old for it now.
Yeah, well, you're too old for a lot of things now. When you actually hit V-Tech, it's so extreme. It's
like
just so
dinner
extreme.
after 8 p.m.
Tony already had dinner, I think.
Tony is just back from Marie Callender's.
This thing is really clean.
It's great. I love this car.
Okay, so there's
Like,
my
it doesn't even have an
pick.
aftermarket intake.
No, right.
Yeah, that's key. That's
Original
key.
owner.
This is an unscrewed up S2000. There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to call this guy and tell him to put it on Bring a Trailer because
This would go for probably, I bet this would touch 30 grand on Bring a Trailer.
Oh, it has too many miles.
it's not a lot of miles for an S2000.
These S2000s have blown way out of proportion value.
You know,
Like,
Yeah.
this has got old guy written all over it. The photos are actually decent. It's the car
I mean,
hasn't
look
been
at-
modified.
Yeah, he took a picture of the toolkit.
yeah.
This is if this guy's less than 68 years old, I'd be shocked.
This is a good listing. You're absolutely right,
He
Pearly.
probably had a Bill Nash Rewards card before they closed.
Stock radio.
Stock radio. He knows that other thing opens on the center console in the
Yeah.
back.
This
So many people didn't know that opened.
this is
Oh.
everything about this is that he didn't screw it up because he just said, like, I don't want to screw this car up.
Very
And
cool.
it
All
wouldn't
right,
be
Also, I feel like this is the only category that we've done on this show where I would pick one of these because there's absolutely no interior space whatsoever. Like you cannot daily drive one of these things. It just won't work.
Is this coming out of an estate sale by any chance?
I think the guy's still alive. if I had to
I got
guess.
a estate sale on the bingo board.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Okay, so what's your daily driver?
Yeah, you're not buying this. Keep
No.
going.
Oh man.
no way.
Keep going.
No way.
This is I was pretty close to picking this. I actually read some surprising news about this car being more reliable than people think. Once you get the cooling system replaced.
How is that news?
It would the fact that it moved 2 days a week would be more reliable than people think.
All right. So what's your
Breaking
second car?
news. The Cayenne Turbo is more reliable than you think.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my real pick. It's local to me. I owned a first gen GX and wanted a second gen. I think this is a perfect daily driver. It's a little too big for me, being a city guy, but they're just so nice, comfortable. You can throw some all-terrain tires on these, do a little wheeling.
Photos while you're talking.
Has this got the KDSS system? Does it say the KDSS system?
The
Yeah.
bumper covers don't really match the fenders, but maybe that's just
This one here, the rear,
yeah, and the front too.
The front was the same. Some colors just
Don't
they don't fade the same.
Right.
Like they don't match originally, and then they don't fade the same.
plastic metal.
You know, I went to a Toyota 4x4 Fest 2 years ago.
Is that when you just drive over 4x4s in Toyotas?
Something like that. It was when they were introducing the TRD. Whatever.
So what I really like, especially about this one, is the brown interior. I specifically sought out one with brown interior. Not many of them have it, and the beige interior on the second gen GXs I thought looked terrible. But this one also has the towing package, so I can throw that S2000 on a trailer eventually.
How many miles? 126,000.
I just noticed there's like a crack in the steering wheel here.
In the airbag cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's because they had to take the airbag out and stuff it full of newspaper.
Was this subject to the airbag recall? Was yours subject to the airbag recall?
That's an excellent question. I don't think I have a Carfax for you. It says clean Carfax though, so if we take him at his word.
And it's pre-ugly grill.
I like these. These are like real.
Yeah, the pre-refreshed
Yeah, but
ones.
just before they had the spindle on it.
Right.
You're over budget though.
Air-conditioned seats.
Thank
I
you.
don't think you get that in any.
$1,000 over budget because this is 20 and then
I see or best offer. I don't know about you.
Yeah, or best offer. That's negotiable.
60% tread left on the tires.
Yeah, well, those tires are gone anyway. I'm not rocking all seasons on my GX.
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Did you determine this has the KDSS system on it?
That's a good question. Yep, you can see the controls right there.
Nice. Yeah, because not a lot of Forerunners have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only the top spec.
Yeah.
Forerunners have it. Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it's been used for off-roading, so it's probably in good shape.
It's cool. What was the fuel economy like, Luke? The fuel economy on these is pretty terrible, right?
Not fantastic. I'm pretty sure our car and driver test, we averaged like 19 or 18 on a 75-mile-per-hour loop.
Oh, yeah.
That's high.
And having owned a first gen, I never got anything better than 18. And that was really milking it at like 72 with the cruise on, which I would never normally do.
Is this the super reliable V8, Pearly?
Yeah.
Well,
No, this has the 4.6.
Yeah, the 4.7 is the one that has the red.
Okay.
First I had was the GX 470.
Isn't this basically in the same category though?
Yeah,
it's not bad.
basically this is basically the updated version of the 4.7, and they use this as the standard the small V8 in the Tundra. So it's an American.
What's the engine code for this? Because the 4.7 was 1UZ.
I don't know what this is. I think this is something I can find out, but I'm not sure what it is. But it maybe just be that they didn't sell anywhere near as many. They haven't sold anywhere near as many 4.6s as they did 4.7s. The 4.7s were in everything, and I think the 4.6 is an aluminum block and the 4.7 is an iron block.
They didn't include the Carfax, did they? But I'm sure it says it has a clean Carfax.
Yeah.
Well, it's Craigslist. You rarely get the Carfax on Craigslist.
Well, they could take a picture of it.
But they didn't. How dare they? How dare they not take a picture?
All right, Luke, you filled in nicely. Jonathan would have picked like, I don't know, some insane V12 BMW last week.
He would have been a Maserati SUV and
An AMC.
that he found, a brand new one that he found for 8,900.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, you're up to bat. Let's see what your two-car solution is.
Okay. So I'll keep with the routine and do my practical car first.
I love these.
Got a TSX wagon in a nice light blue color that you don't see very often. It has 100,000 miles, but it is a one-owner car.
Cool.
And it looks like it's had a really good service history at an Acura dealer. And I just think this is like one of the best practical cars in the last, I don't know, 20 years. Because it's basically the European version of the Honda Accord. They brought the wagon over for like, I think 3 model years total. So it's pretty rare. But it's kind of one of those like hidden gems that people don't know about. You know, just the idea of an Acura station wagon is kind of weird, but it's a really, really nice car, really good to drive, lots of space.
And were these all automatics? Because you could get
We're all automatics, unfortunately.
All automatic and all 4-cylinder.
The TSX sedan did offer a manual, and it has the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, so it's a K series engine.
By this time, the TSX wasn't the European Accord, though, right? It was a.
It was still.
No, it still was in this generation.
Just the second generation.
Yeah.
How much heavier was the wagon than the sedan? I remember these being pretty
just
heavy.
a couple 100 pounds. It wasn't much slower. It was maybe like 3/10 slower 0 to 60. But I've actually driven one of these. I have a friend who has one, and they're really, really nice to drive. Just very.
Look at I'm so hot on the wagon train right now. Look at that space.
You want to buy my E91?
They just washed the floor mats. Too.
Did you get it yet?
Yeah, he has it.
When did you pick that up?
A couple weeks ago.
It's an E90, right?
Damn.
Anyway, I love the car.
I want an E91, but rear drive manual.
Is this at a dealer or is this a?
Yeah, this is at a dealership in Pennsylvania.
Moon Township.
Moon Township. Haven't heard of it. And it's 14 grand, which I think is pretty good for this, given how high used car prices are these days.
Joey, I thought by now you would have decided no more Midwest cars.
Well, yeah, I guess it could have a little rust or something, but it looks pretty clean.
It looks clean, yeah. How many miles did you say? 101? Okay.
101.
What kind of tires were those, Joey?
I think they're Yokohamas.
Oh, are they? They're not winter tires, are they?
I don't like that it has the nav system, actually, because I think it's very dated.
I don't know. I kind of dig it. When I had my first gen GX, it had, I mean, it was an '05 and it had the nav system, and I'd use it every now and then just to try it, and it'd still work.
Wow. But my friend has one without the tech package, and I think the dash just looks cleaner.
Luke would never make it to Little Caesars Arena. It would just keep trying to take him to the old Joe Louis Arena. So
It's outdated.
Yeah, I'd be going to the Palace.
At Auburn Hills.
Anyway, I think it's just a great looking car, very practical, really nice to drive, going to be super reliable, gets pretty good fuel economy. That's like pretty much an ideal daily driver, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's solid.
And then my fun car is also a Miata, but I went with an ND because I just love the ND so much. I just had an RF as a press car a few weeks ago, and it was like, it's a revelation.
I just saw you in that.
Yeah, we passed by each other. You're in the Alpina.
I was staring at. Did you see the? There was an M5 and like an an E29.
Yeah.
What's the 7 Series? I don't know what the 7 Series code.
E32, E38.
32 then. It was beautiful. I was just staring at it. And there's like this ND kind of in my peripheral, and then I looked over. And
Joey, is this one of the early ones, or is this the?
Yeah, so this is the first year. It's a 2016. I do prefer the later ones with the updated engine, but these are still really good.
Yeah,
I mean, I just love the design of the ND. I think it's beautiful.
The updated engine got a higher RPM.
Yeah, so it revs higher, has more power, more torque. It makes a difference, but like, you know, it's a Miata.
They put it on Michelin all seasons. How many miles are on it?
I think it has around 50, 49,000.
Is that a good price for a 50,000?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, I was trying to find some of these NDs. I was thinking they'd be under 20, but they've been, I don't know, they're not that cheap.
Also, the used car market is just out of control.
I think that's mainly the fact.
Yeah, but
What about that color scheme?
The used car market.
Beige interior.
The used car market for cars that people want to drive, not.
I mean, yeah, you'd think a Miata would be kind of exempt for it. So it's pretty high.
Now, what's a new Miata cost? 30? Pearly had one for under, Pearly had one for under 20. Why would you?
Well, so this is a Grand, this is a Grand Touring.
Under 30, excuse me.
New Grand Touring would be like 37 or 38. They're pretty expensive with the option.
But you know, I can't argue against this car.
Yeah,
Except the NCs are just a better deal right now.
I'd rather have a base ND than a 50,000 mile, $24,500.
Well, maybe if you click this no-brainer price, well.
I'd rather have a 77,000 mile S2000.
Oh, put in Pearly.
That no-brainer price button is signing away your cell phone.
Yeah, well, welcome to incessant marketing.
Huffman, it's first name John, last name Huffman.
Yeah, I really like this color scheme too. The gray with the beige interior, because you don't see many with the beige.
Really?
It actually looks really good, I think.
I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool too, Joey.
When they're all black interior, with like a small car with like an all black interior, it's just kind of like there's no.
You want some variety in there.
Yeah, you want something to break it up a little bit.
Totally. Yeah, these are tiny inside though. I wish there was just a little bit more wheelbase for the interior space.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Pearly's ND has more space than this.
And
my NA, my NA
space
than this.
But I fit just fine. That's all that matters, right?
That's the standard. You're the standard by which all other people.
Wait, what's going on with that shifter?
Oh, it has like a weird color.
I don't know what that extra.
Is that just a bracelet?
Doesn't look like it's. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's attached to anything.
Yeah, I think somebody just left a bracelet on there.
Yeah, it's not. It's just sitting there.
What?
That's weird.
That is.
Oh, is that a trim? Doesn't this thing have a weird cup holder attached? Like
it does, but the cup holder has like a big arm attachment.
I know, but was that like is that like a trim ring to the top of it? Maybe.
Oh, it could be.
Oh, it could be that. It could be that.
Go back.
That's why I have the TSX, because that has space.
It looks like there's some wear on that.
I got 6 cup holders in there.
I don't know if you want that. That gear shift knob looks like it's been used.
That's what I'm saying. Why not buy a new one? Why not buy a new one for $29,000?
Oh yeah, I know. This is just can't.
Well, it's not in the budget.
Find a better TSX deal. Too.
Wait. They're not there. You can't get one for 10 grand.
No, it's got both the cup holder things there.
I think the TSX is one of the underrated cars that Acura's ever made.
I agree.
And you can't. And obviously, I picked the Miata too. And I just there's the only bad Miatas are automatic Miatas. All other Miatas are good.
All right, you're done. Who's up? Casey.
Yeah, you're so gracious, Tony. You're done.
We got to keep the machine moving. Otherwise,
keep
babbling on of the same thing over and over again.
You're done.
So I live on 5 acres out in the sticks, so
I understand you have a pole barn.
Whoa.
not yet, but I need some form of pickup. It's since I moved out here like almost 10 years ago, I have a need for a pickup more than I care to admit. And I'd love a little Japanese pickup such as this. This is not a K car. It's bigger than that. It's got a 1.8 liter.
See the photos.
But yeah,
This is like it's like a cut down Mitsubishi van, isn't it?
well, no. So this is the Toyota van.
Yeah.
The Toyota van that was sold here. This is basically just that.
It's a later version, yeah, because it's the high.
This is awesome.
This is cool.
This thing's pretty sweet, and also it's a 5-speed manual, and I love that I do this in all cars that still cigarette lighters, just because it makes me giggle. Because
Whoever was this?
I put the cigarette lighters in bong mode because it looks like a little bong. I don't know. He just makes me laugh whenever I see it.
It looks like the guy used that cigarette lighter constantly.
But it's 5-speed on the street.
Fun facts here.
Wow,
Right-hand drive, 5-speed on the street. Nobody is ever going to want to borrow this truck.
Can you actually put in this bed? It's like 1 foot high.
Well, it's like a flatbed. It's more like a semi pickup. It's more like a small.
I think
because you can put the sides down, can't you?
Yeah, you can put the sides down, and I mean, like you can move whatever you want in this thing.
What are you hauling around on your 5-acre plot? I need to come out and see this place.
Wood, my boat.
Children.
Yep. Mountain bikes, stuff like that.
Could this pull your boat?
It would. It probably. I'd have to build a hitch for it because it's got no hitch on it. So I'd have to kind of basically just fabricate one, and it would pull my boat as far as I need to pull it.
Is it rated at 750 kilograms? It's like a ton and a half, and one of
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. There was a Mazda of similar size, but it was just rear drive that had a dump bed, and that if I could get a dump bed kit for this.
What are those taillights off of? They look like familiar taillights.
Oh, they look like they look like a Datsun 810 taillight, but
no, they could be like any old. I mean, that could be like.
Yeah.
Toyota probably used those taillights for 30 years.
That's like, that must be like they bought those at Radio Shack in Toyota City.
Or like a Datsun 210. Yeah, super old.
Did you figure out what engine it has?
It's a 1.8. Hold on.
Are there any shots of the engine where they have the seat popped up?
Gas.
Yeah, it's a 1.8. Yeah, it's a 1.8 gas.
12,838 miles. Is that miles or kilometers?
That's miles. It's 20,000 kilometers, which is.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This should be like, and this is perfect. Like, I don't need a pickup truck anything more than this, and
doesn't have air conditioning.
You adjusted your temperature with this too.
I
love that.
My current truck doesn't have air conditioning either, so it's.
I believe Luke is right though. Is that when you say nobody want to borrow it? I think everybody on the call would want to borrow this.
Yeah, but I would trust everybody on the call to borrow this, but like
you wouldn't have random neighbors and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't have like my attorney friends and doctor friends. It's like you drive a stick, and they're like, oh yeah, I did that once.
You having a friend who's an attorney? Oh geez.
I have a few friends.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there's the engine.
Yeah, there's the engine.
Oh, it's a push rod.
It's in the middle, in between the seats.
Yeah, that's a push rod engine, isn't it? So. It doesn't look like an overhead cam engine. I don't think it doesn't look like there's a drive.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I don't know. I'd have to look. I know I looked this up yesterday.
There's no drive system for an overhead cam, so it's pretty agricultural.
What do you mean? There's no drive. Well,
there's no.
Anyway. Yeah. I know. There's no obvious chain drive here. I agree.
Right.
So this is sitting under the passenger seat?
Well, it's under the middle, right?
Yeah, right, the middle seat. So
that air cleaner
under here.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Right on that seat?
Yeah.
Where's it drawing air? Is it just drawing air from like the middle of the car, or is it, there's no obvious air inlet? Is it just from
It's
That low intake there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably under there.
so because that intake's huge, just looks like it just sucks right down from. I guess it's just taking it in from that little nostril beneath the bumper.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is somebody.
Can
This is another.
Can you get
Okay.
tires for this on Tire Rack?
I didn't look up the tire size.
Can you get sports?
let's
Can you get
see.
pilot sports for this?
Those sports?
Got some sort of Dunlop.
The car, it just looks like
If you could get like a sweet chunky all terrain on these,
Like a KO2, yeah, it'd be pretty.
yeah, that'd be sick.
it looks.
It
You know what it looks like?
like?
It looks like if you hit the brakes really hard, the whole thing's just gonna like that. And
Yeah.
which is in fact something that you want to do anyhow. So that
Okay, 10 grand. That's 10 grand.
10 grand, and if I would have fought really hard to find one of these for
Mm.
Ooh, that's cool.
because I really would want a manual sports sedan with a special engine. Couldn't find a manual, so instead I have
Ooh.
an early ISF, and these are fun. These are fun
And,
cars.
the best thing, it's not gray.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a color you don't see very often. It's not great. A lot of these were blue as well. We had a
I
long
like them
term.
in white. I
Yeah,
think
we
they
had a
look
long term that was white. That was pretty sweet.
But this is a great red though. This just looks fantastic. It's like a garnet red. Is that what
Yeah.
they call it?
Yeah, it's good looking.
Also, you're
I'm obsessed with these.
staying within the Toyota Motor Company family.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
It's
Oh, you can't. The white seats. You don't like the white seats?
Instant
That is
stamp.
blinding.
Yeah, it would have been better.
It
without the
doesn't
white
appear to have a lot. Nobody has ever sat in these, so
You can't tell. You can't see the details.
Well,
Yeah,
Lexus owners should just hover above their seats. They don't actually use it.
Blown out the camera.
the white balances off.
How many
The only
miles?
thing, the only
And I'd forgotten that ISFs were just 4-seaters. Like engineers kind of did it, with no authority and no permission to do it, and they just kind of did it in their spare time. And the fact that they publicize that so much makes me think it's a totally fabricated story. But
If it was actually a secret, they wouldn't tell us.
The RCF still has this engine.
And they're making a new IS 500 with this
Right.
engine.
Which I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited for that car too, because that's
I'm really
that's a car.
excited.
There's a void in the V8 marketplace for this, and it's that IS 500. IS 500, is that what it's called?
IS 500.
Yeah, that's basically
Also-
going to be this car.
I hope
I
so.
think it's so cool that they decided not to call it an ISF and just IS 500 F Sport. Like it is just such a under the radar sports sedan.
Yeah, but they might just be managing expectations because the last ISFs were so wonderful, and maybe this.
It doesn't have like any more horsepower than this does, even though it's
Right.
like
True.
10 years of class.
It's hard to argue.
Whatever. Any additional car that they want to pump out with this engine, I'm all for it.
It's very cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're done.
So I'm done. How do I stop sharing?
Hit this thing that says stop sharing.
Red button.
There we go.
Luke, can you turn your volume down a little?
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready to see the winners?
We already have.
Good response.
Yeah.
Every week. All right, that's not it. Should we start with my sporty car or should we start with my
You have to do the practical car first. That's what
Okay.
everyone else has done.
practical car? Pearly, you're gonna love this.
No. Don't do it. Don't tell me it's a Montero.
It's a Pajero. Montero Pajero, the two-door one. I like the smaller size of the two-door.
You could have had a Raider. You could have had a Dodge Raider.
Well, I actually found something that was good and presentable and a manual.
Only 120,000 miles.
Wow.
Yep. Only
I
120,000.
don't know how good this is. This thing looks like it's been pretty. It's not that great. I mean,
What are you talking about?
it looks a little.
I mean that looks just horribly rusty. I suppose.
and it's got a little
I mean, there's some paint fade.
paint fade.
Pearly, what does it cost to paint to do that? You painted your Tundra
I did
hood and roof. What did that cost?
$800.
Okay, so let's add $800 to this, and I'll.
There you go.
How long
Probably
ago did
less
you get
'cause
this
it's not as
800
big.
job?
That's a while
That
ago.
was
That
1976.
was a while ago when it was a friend giving me a break. So
Fine. Let's call it $1,000. We'll call it $1,000.
Let's call it 1,500.
Nah.
And you're also gonna spend another couple $100 having some sort of surgeon come in to remove that ugly ass steering wheel cover.
Oh, that's easy. That's 5 minutes or
Yeah,
less.
you just get a new steering wheel.
And whatever,
there might be some nasty glue under there.
Yeah, what's the thing that's going on the center console down below on the center console? That looks like it's like the rust is coming up through the center console.
What are you talking about?
Right down here, down at the bottom, in the lower corner of the center console. What is that?
Where?
The transfer case shifter?
No.
The parking brake?
Right in front of the shifter, in front of the thing. What is all this little splash of rust?
What rust? What are you talking about?
Wait, are you talking about the
right there?
Pearly, that's the radio. That's the font and the color of the radio.
No, it is not the font and color of the radio. That's rust.
Of course it is.
No, it's rust. It's like the sliders.
Why would it be rusting on a plastic
orange lettering?
That's the thing. That's the question. It's some sort of slider or something in there that's just rotting away.
No, it's just painted orange.
No,
yeah,
I don't think.
You're ridiculous.
Show another picture of the dashboard.
I want to see more of that.
You were stretching and reaching for that.
Look at that. It's got a Rat Fink sticker, which I'm going to leave on, but I'm going to take this hideous purple tint off.
Yeah, the tint's not a good look.
But it's a. I don't know. I want to see the close up of that. I don't think that's the radio. I think that's like a slider ventilation system.
You are the absolute worst.
No, I'm not the absolute worst.
What is this thing?
1988, isn't it?
I love that we're doing this in real time.
Well, this one has an aftermarket radio. It's a radio.
No, it's not. Well,
yes, it is.
This is a hell of a tangent.
Okay. All right.
That one. Pajero 2-liter 1988 upper right.
I withdraw my comment there. Are you happy?
Well, it's just dumb.
No,
this whole show is one big tangent. It's fine.
Yeah, this would just be a fun little runabout. It's going to be reliable enough for LA. You know,
it's a big bear.
Is it 2-liter or two? Is this a 2.6?
Okay, wait. Go back to that picture.
This one?
More.
Is that a rusty gauge?
Look, it's just orange.
Wait. Is that a rusty gauge?
That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. Look at all that rust that's pouring out of that.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so I made a mistake. Are you guys happy? You want me to admit it? Are you guys going to take it?
Thank God you admitted it.
That's exactly what we wanted you to do.
It needs a cigarette lighter.
This screw is.
You mean a bong lighter?
These screws look a little rusty, Pearly.
They do look rusty. The whole thing is just waiting to rust away.
What are you talking about?
No, God.
It looks like it's got a new oil filter.
Yeah, it does. New oil filter.
Brake fluid looks a little old, and the clutch fluid reservoir looks a little low and old.
Wait, how many miles on this thing?
120.
This engine bay is pretty clean for a 20-plus-year-old car.
30
plus.
And it's clean underneath, just surface rust, nothing major. Pretty clean.
Where is it?
It's out west.
Can you be more specific?
Enhance. It looks to be in the Pacific.
It's in Guadalajara.
Wait, Mexico. Out west Mexico?
Is this located in Las Cruces, New Mexico?
Not Las Cruces, Mexico.
No.
Can arrange transport if you are located outside of Las Cruces, which is
AC looks old. It's got new plugs and wires, fuel pump, fuel filter, thermostat, perfect daily driver, Southwest car. Okay, so that's my practical ride. It's $6,000. I'm going to negotiate, and then it'll cost, let's say, $7,000 with the paint job I'm going to get done. And then
$500.
That leaves 33. I'm not going to get the whole car painted. I'm just going to blend it to get rid of some of that nasty.
Looks like a 1991 Pontiac.
Ooh. Oh God.
Oh. Okay.
I looked for a Hank Moody black on tan, but
you couldn't find it.
This car is way too clean for a Hank Moody mobile.
I wanted Tony to do that when he moved to LA.
Well, my Miata is sort of my Hank Moody mobile.
I'm sorry. I have to admit, I don't know what the Hank Moody reference is.
From Californication.
Californication.
Sorry, what?
David Duchovny's character, who is an author in Californication.
Oh, okay. Series I didn't watch because I live it.
I can hear the theme music.
106,000 miles.
Just looking at this.
It's for sale by owner. It's in New York. I think it's in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, I know.
Looks super clean, very undervalued. I think I could put some money into this and still maybe make a little bit of money on it.
My friend with the TSX wagon actually lives in this area.
Yeah, he could go get it for me.
You guys can go together.
The interior, I mean, the seat's a little worn, but I think, a little dye and a little bit of conditioner will help it. Original radio.
Did you want an all-wheel drive one, or is this just the one that fell in your lap?
It's just the one that was affordable. I don't think I would seek out all-wheel drive. There's a little bit more complexity, and I certainly don't need it.
Yeah, heavier too.
That airbag is just
Oh,
giant.
that's an ugly steering wheel.
That's from the VW Cabrio. They have the same
really?
steering wheel.
Yep.
Wow.
Has anyone driven a 993 convertible? How's the rigidity?
It's fine. They're really tight. These are really tight cars.
This is
The
964.
just as tight. Now the crests aren't pointed at the valve stems.
Oh
but
no, deal breaker.
Well,
Well,
one is.
I'm gonna get
Also,
this.
they don't match.
They don't match. Yeah, the crests are different from wheel to wheel.
What do you
Can't
mean?
trust it.
Well, this is just newer, so it hasn't faded. They've replaced
No,
it.
no. One's
Yeah,
painted
yeah.
and one isn't.
No, this isn't painted. This is just how they were. You got
Yeah.
the black one.
You think they naturally emerge without? You think they naturally emerge without paint to come out darker than that?
Yeah, I think this one's just faded. This one's faded to nothing.
Well, you don't think there was paint in there? You don't think that was
Those may be pointed at the valve stems.
This one's pointed at the valve stem.
The other one might be too.
But if they aren't all pointed at the valve stems, then you know it's not good.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Case raw.
No, that one isn't.
Oh, so you think that they all faded and they just got a new one?
They got one new one, yeah.
No, that could be.
Three are original, Joey, and one is new. And then I sourced these SO2s, which are going to cost me $1,000.
That's probably a nice tire and 3-spec.
You're over budget with the
But
tire.
it's, well, I can negotiate down. Let's say I can negotiate 1,000 off.
Funky looking tread pattern.
So those are my two cars. And this would be the perfect car to bomb around LA in. It's still practical. I could still probably take it to Costco.
Yeah, I mean, if that car hasn't been in any accidents and it doesn't have any like major problems, like, that's a great buy.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was the least expensive one I could find. It looks like it's in good shape. Private owner, 106,000.
I love the rear center brake light is like a stem that comes up on the convertibles. It's so weird.
That was when nobody put their heart into doing center brake.
Like it looks like some Men in Black like
It was a
memory
fix for this market.
looks more like the tripods from War of the Worlds from 1955.
Yeah.
Wait. That was just a Band-Aid for this market, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, before. I mean, I think the third brake light's Band-Aid in Europe now too, isn't it?
But maybe not
Yeah.
at the time.
Chimsel?
Yeah.
Center high mounted stoplight.
So the rear window looks like it's in good shape. The top looks like it's in good shape. All in all, the car looks like it's clean and in good shape and cared for and loved. 30 years old, 100,000 miles. So, just over 3,000 miles a year. Pretty nice car. So those are my two cars.
Okay.
Go back to the
radio.
ad on that 993 and like go to the text.
What's that?
What?
Go
This is
to
nice.
the text portion of this, like where the description.
It's a 964.
Oh,
It's not much information.
No.
yeah. Not a lot to go off of there.
Yeah, it could be a ripoff. Could be a scam.
I don't think so.
Could be. I'm not saying it is. Could
It
be.
was too well written to be a scam. And the photos are good.
Too well written.
It's like two words.
Yeah, there wasn't a single typo in that.
All right, now we've come to the part of the show where we, what are we doing?
What's the order this time? Are we going to do random? Do I get to look
I'll
back?
go last. I'll go last again as a penance.
Do we do
As a
a thumbs up or down
Go
for each
first
car?
as a penance.
Are we doing both? Are we doing the cars as pairs? Or are we doing?
Yes, yeah. The
Yeah, I
car.
was gonna say I think we should each pick a favorite and build our own ideal two-car garage from the choices.
But then there's math involved because we still got to be under 40.
Right.
So like I couldn't be like, I want the ISF and the 911.
So you'll pick your favorite pair. You'll pick your favorite pair.
Favorite pair. Okay.
Well, I went under 30, so do I get $10,000?
No, you didn't read the rule.
You get 10K cash back.
10K.
All right. So who went second to last? Casey, you went second to last.
I'm going first. So I'm going first.
Yeah, you go first.
But you're saying I'm going last as a penance? That's not a penance.
I don't know. Tony's looking for the strategic.
No. You're going right now, Casey. What was your?
Tony's going last as a strategic ability.
I know. So you guys need to vote on mine, whether or not I got a thumbs up
Yeah,
on my pair. Yeah.
Good cars.
What's your
What
favorite?
was your other car? I was so distracted by the ISF, I forgot.
Is that Toyota Lightus?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm like I'm torn between the S2000 GX and the 911 Pajero, but I think I'm going S2000 GX as my that's my pick. I think it's the SUV is a little more modern, probably a little more comfortable to do the grunt work in, and I love me an AP1 S2000.
Before the show, you convinced me to not pick a later Trooper manual.
No. I said Trooper, and you was like, no, we've done a lot of Trooper.
Oh, you did? You did say Trooper?
Yeah, I said Trooper.
Oh, okay. Oops.
Okay.
All right, Joey.
So I have the TSX and the Miata, the NG Miata.
Well, I'm going to give you sideways because I think your Miata is not a good deal.
Fair. It's pretty expensive.
I think it's a very practical, very easygoing choice.
The choices are great. It's just that particular.
I love the choice.
I'm also going to go with the S2000 and the GX. I mean, you can't argue with either one of them. They're perfect.
The S2000.
And what sealed it for me was that brown interior. The GX with the brown interior. I haven't actually seen that color, the leather, and
that's amazing. They're pretty rare too. Like if you filter down to brown interior, there's only a select few in the whole country.
Because it's not like that caramel brown. It's more of like a deep brown, and I think it looks really good.
It looks cool. All right.
Tony said I was guaranteed to have Joey's vote with that ISF.
I mean, I was close to picking that, but I just really like that S2000 and the GX.
I didn't give advice.
Okay.
All right, Luke. S2000 and
we screwed each other over.
Yeah, sabotage.
We screwed each other over.
Luke, this is Luke's.
Definite thumbs up on both of Luke's.
Yeah.
All right, so it's my turn to vote.
Yeah, what's your
I
favorite?
gotta give it to KC for the ISF. That is just a car I've always wanted and haven't had yet.
You guys cannot appreciate my collection.
And also that little truck is so funky and cool. I would just love to rip that around. Yeah.
All right. I'll go next and we'll let Pearly go last.
Yay! I get to choose.
911 cab and the Montero.
I'm gonna go. I like the Porsche, but I do not like that Montero.
I just.
It's too old.
Yeah, for some reason I don't know what it is about that Porsche. There's just something about this seems a little iffy to me.
Also, it's a 4. It's heavier. I don't know. It's cool. I love 993s, but a convertible.
You didn't criticize Casey's pickup, and it can't even go 70 miles an hour, probably.
Yeah, but he's got ISF too.
He's got what?
He has the ISF too.
I have a 911.
I'd personally rather have the ISF than the 993 convertible. If it were a coupe, rear drive, 964. Sorry.
All right, and my I don't want to pick any of your cars.
Come on, they're all pretty good.
What did you have? I forgot.
I had a Miata and a CX-5.
Oh, that was terrible.
And $10,000. Miata CX-5. And
no, you had the TSX and what was the other car?
ND.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I really can't even convince anyone with a 10 grand cash on top offer.
I know.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. It's between Luke and KC.
We'll
I'm gonna go with the ISF and the crazy little light ace. Yeah.
So Luke and Casey are tied.
No, Casey has 1. Luke has 2.
No.
3.
Yep.
No, I voted for Casey.
Oh, it's tied. All right, Pearly.
Change your vote.
I'm in the tiebreaker position. First of all, once you guys just, I don't care what you have to say about my cars. You can vote no on them. I don't care. I'm not going to win this. Whatever you want.
Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the CX.
I'll give you a thumbs up. It wasn't the most interesting, but I would definitely be interested to drive that CX-5 in manual.
I'd be very interested in that pair at 30K.
Yeah, 30K, it's a really good deal. And, for practical, for unpractical, I'm very happy with this. However, having said that, this is actually a pretty tough choice because I think, Luke made really good choices and Casey made really good choices.
What about Joey? You could pick Joey or me,
Yeah, pick me.
No, I will not be doing that. I like everybody's choices. The one I'm most suspicious of is Tony's. But it's down between Casey and Luke, and I'm sick of Casey winning. But I really like the light ace, and I like the ISF, and I like the Luke because it's got a GX. And I think those are just going to do nothing. You can actually just sit on that GX and make $1,000 a month.
So who wins? Are you going to tell us? Or we have to
Luke's selling rad lives. Are you happy? Luke wins.
Good choice.
1 for 2.
That's right, Luke. Because the ISF is a badass automobile, and there's something to be said for having a badass automobile in your.
Wait, but he didn't pick the ISF.
Oh, he didn't. In that case, what else he picked? Who picked the ISF?
And the S2000 and the GX.
The S2000.
Who wins?
Yeah, he was just like, Luke wins with the ISF.
We should just have the video cut there and no one really knows who won.
Excuse me, after careful consideration, I decided that the S2000 is going to win something this week. Is that
Wait,
better?
really? Who's the winner?
Radio voice.
Radio voice? Okay, I think Luke with the GX is the one that really impressed me. I don't know how popular those things are.
Okay,
And
but we're picking the pair.
I know, and I think paired it with an S2000, that's a pretty good garage.
Okay, fair enough.
Luke is
All
with
right.
her. Okay, so Luke
That
wins.
brings us.
But you know what? It's very close. It's very close this week because okay, go end the damn thing.
Oh, I forgot to say when I was promoting, when I was pitching the light ace, that I could have gone to Pearly's Tundra meet and been like a showstopper.
Yeah, you would have. You would have been a better show. You'd show up all the Tundras.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. It was pretty sloppy this week. It sounds like although Luke won, but we do need Jonathan here, I think. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. Please let us know what your perfect 2-car solutions are in the comments, and hit the like button, and please subscribe, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Introducing the all-new Lexus GX. It has the agility to avoid the unexpected, the power to take on any mission, and the space to accommodate precious cargo. Because every great action hero needs a vehicle.
Amazing things can happen when you push the right buttons. Introducing the 240 horsepower S2000 Roadster from Honda.